Yo, yo. Can you hear me? Yes, you guys should be able to hear me. Let's get some music on. You have to excuse me. I deeply apologize for earlier where you were listening to like two soundtracks at the same time. I am extremely flustered at this moment because it's because of my own boneheadedness that I'm flustered. Give me a second here. Do I want to drop this in the Stadia Discord? Yeah, I'll do it because I don't have anything else. This is going to be the biggest stuff this week next to SSC podcast. Oh, crap. Of course, that's there. Let me do one more thing. I apologize. Here's what happened, y'all. And hopefully y'all can hear me. What happened was, oh crap, and I had the desktop audio off too. I know that had to sound horrible. That had to sound horrible getting in there. Oh my God. Martinez says, where's the bottle of rum at? Give me a second. I am like all over the place. Here's what happened, y'all. Outbreak Shades of Horror has been announced for Stadia. And this is awesome. This is very awesome news. There was some information that I know in advance only because of something that's happening tomorrow. And I thought I had time to talk about this because my blind self looked at the message earlier from let me move this off the screen, from Evan, and I keep wanting to call him Ethan. Evan, please forgive me. I have a good friend named Ethan, and both of you guys are very smart, very intellectual people. So I'm always, when I think of you, I'm always thinking about, thinking of his name. So I don't know if that cleans it up at all. I know there's plenty of times that I've called you Ethan. I'm sorry. But there are some things that I know because of tomorrow, and I don't even know if I can talk about tomorrow. I'm trying to get confirmation, so we're waiting on that. With that being said, my name is MM2K of PNTS Network and StadiaDosage, welcoming you to another SLS featuring MM2K. And when I saw Evan's message, I thought it said 10 p.m. ET instead of it saying 10 a.m. PDT, which is around 1 p.m. today. So that I figured I had time. I was actually going to do a live reaction video because I did think to myself, I said, that's odd that Evan is going to do this at 10 p.m. tonight. I said, hell, if I ain't got nothing else to do, I'll join him and I'll do a live reaction on Twitch or something like that. So that's odd. And didn't think anything of it. And today, around the time that he was doing the announcement, I went and played some Division 2, minding my own business, me and the old dirty blasters. We were playing Division 2, having a blast in the summit. Go check that out after this. Well, no. Screw that. After this, you're going to have to play this Outbreak demo if you haven't, okay? I log off, and I should have logged off at 1. Something was like MM2K log off at 1, and I didn't. I kept playing the game because we were having so much fun. I didn't log off till like 1:30. And that's not enough time to prep the show and all that stuff. I had nothing prepped. So that if I'm flustered at the beginning of this, it's because of me. I'm still trying to send out notifications. Let me see here. Let me go to Twitter. John, if you're listening, buddy, I need you to check your DM. Because I need to know if I need to know something. All right. So let's do this. I need to, oh God. Oh, I need to go to my former tweet. I'm sorry, guys. I'm all over the place. And do me a huge favor. Tweet this out. This is going to be a great open mic. We're not only going to celebrate this, but we're going to have some coming to Jesus moments about Stadia taking its next official death, and the media actually spreading that foolishness, and what that means, what that says for the state of our media. And so much more. There's so much more to talk about. So do me a favor, tweet this out. Let everybody know that we're live. I got to do this right now. I got to copy this. And then I'm going to go here to community. What is it? Not community feed. What is it? It's oh Jesus Christ. I think they changed something. Community unofficial community media. Okay, there it goes. All right. Let me see if I can put this in here. Spell available right, like I've been to grade school. MM2K, pretend you've been to grade school. Okay. YouTube, huh? YouTube, what? Oh, I don't even know what that means. Okay, there we go. I don't know what that even meant. All right, so shout out to everybody. Thank you so much for dealing with me and my incompetence today. I just want to make sure I got all my links up that I need. Yeah, man, it's the big news right now. Let's talk about it. Well, before we do that, I still got a link to chat. This is an open mic, so it's not about me babbling and grandstanding, even though that's what it always ends up becoming. But it's supposed to be about you guys. So let's do this. Let's get the chat connected so I can shout everybody out. See, connected. All right, we got y'all connected. Let's get over here to the social blade. All right, man, let's do this. So we got Christopher Torres. He says, yo, listen, man. We got Sanchez Gaming in the house. Sanchez, my bad, brother. I just realized yesterday that I hadn't sent out your play bundle. So I sent it out yesterday. Should be coming soon, all right? So my apologies. Geek to Sneak, he can tell you MM2K gets lunk-hitted sometimes and forgets to send stuff out. But no, it should be coming soon. So thank you for all your support, Sanchez. I appreciate it. And stay tight and enjoy that play bundle, man. Geek to Sneak. Speaking of Geek to Sneak, hey, yo, Geek to Sneak was over there. Hey, mostly Martinez, let's do it. Yo, in a bottle of rum. All right. Sorry, y'all. I told you I'm all over the place today. I'm so excited, man. Chat Stadia says it's Rudix from Chat Stadia. I hope all is well. Same to you, my good friend. Windstar in the house. Good to see you. Bud says yo to MM2K in the chat. Who else we got in here? It says, hey, had to switch to the mobile. It's still Rudix from Chat Stadia. All right. Again, tweet this out. Let everybody know that we're live, man. We're live, in effect. If the audio levels are messed up, let me know. All right. So with no further ado, let's do it, man. Let's talk about the big news. So there was a community, which I wasn't expecting this at all. So here we go, folks. Next up on Stadia, the Dungeon of Nalabugugubugu from space in Outbreak Contagious Memories. Get ready for more games to hit the Stadia store soon with 3 titles. The Dungeon of Nalabugugubugu, the Amulet. Now let me stop doing that. The Dungeon of Nahulbuk. I don't know what. The Amulet of Chaos from space in Outbreak Contagious Memories. And the Amulet of Chaos, that's what we're gonna call the damn thing. You'll lead an unlikely fellowship of unlikely heroes through a fantasy adventure, a challenging tactical RPG. Get ready for epic turn-based battles mixed with a bit of humor as well. You likely already recognize From Space's unique flavor of co-op, top-down shooting madness from its recent multiplayer demo on the Stadia store, a sequel to It Came From Space and Ate Our Brains, now available on Pro. You'll need to liberate Earth from an alien infestation by using over-the-top weaponry, solo, or with the help of a few friends. Coming soon is Outbreak Contagious Memories, a survival horror title from the team at Dead Drop Studios that'll remind you of your favorite classic 90s horror series. If you're itching to play it as much as we are, a demo for new titles in the series, Outbreak Shades of Horror, just launched today on Stadia Store to play at no cost with a new click to play trial. Read up on the gameplay details below and stay tuned for more reveals. So this is the Amulet of Chaos, right? It right here says it's coming soon. Features, a list of features and stuff like that, which is cool. I like that. From Space and Ate Your Brains. Here's the trailer. Let's take a look at the trailer real quick. Well, let's here.
Squads report in.
Kilos ready for takeoff.
Mayday, mayday, we've been hit.
Hey, what's up?
Oh yeah. Whoo. Yeah.
So that definitely is dope to have that game coming to Stadia. Let me put the music back on. I played the demo and I loved it. I loved it. This was a real good get for the platform. So definitely, I'm happy that title is coming. But here it goes, baby. Here it goes. Yes. You guys fought, you guys retweeted. Shout out to Stadia Life and all his vulgarity. He used all of his vulgarity chips to influence Google to get this game on the platform. And we're close to the finish line. There's more that we're gonna need to do. I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit. But here it goes, people. Let me shut the music back off. Let's take a look at the trailer, the Stadia trailer now. For Outbreak Contagious Memories. Yes, let's do it.
This is only the beginning. There's only one last chance for survival. A symphony of bloodshed and violence.
These survivors have forgotten the essence of true fear. It's time to force them to remember it.
We're getting out of here, with or without her.
why are you planning to abandon me back there?
Go get those supplies and don't come back without them.
This can't be a good omen.
We're all going to die down here.
Wow. Wow, great stuff. Great stuff. So, can't beat that with a stick, man. Outbreak Contagious Memories, they say, is a chilling love letter to the 90s horror games where your survival will be determined by the moment-to-moment decisions, what you decide. Let me turn the music back on. What you decide to carry and how good you are at spotting convenient written notes. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. I'm really hyped about all of these games coming. You know, From Space is a great title. I'm familiar with that one. I've got my hands on it. The Amulet of Chaos looks interesting. I love turn-based RPGs, as you guys know. That's my favorite genre. But I gotta admit, I got a bias, and I gotta admit, I'm super excited for I'm super excited for Outbreak. I'm super excited for Outbreak because Outbreak was again a culmination of the community working together, saying, look, we want a game on here. And let's work together and let's get that game on here. And here's what it is. The lone developer, Evan, he didn't even know anything about Stadia. He had never played it before, but the enthusiasm from the community pushed things over the top as far as piquing his interest. And I think what ended up happening was we had one of the more stellar developer community conversations that I think you could have anywhere. Evan is a I love people like this. He's a very straightforward guy. He doesn't play with his words, and he lets you know the real. And sometimes he may tell you things that you may not like to hear, that you may go, oh, but after you let it soak and it marinates, you say it makes sense. So this is the reality of it. So if this is what I want, this is what I got to do. He didn't sugarcoat anything. Look, he's a lone developer. He told you, some people consider him babble and tell you it's always about the art. He said, no, you got to keep the lights on if you want to see the stencil the palette that you're drawing on. And the Stadia community just went to work, and he just kept it like, look, this is what you want, this is what we got to do. This is what you want, this is what we got to do. This is what you want, this is what we got to do. So this was a testament of, again, having a forthright, honest, transparent, just a heck of a guy. And Evan sitting there having a real conversation with a community who wants games, but still trying to get their hands or get their heads wrapped around the dynamics of what it's going to take to get games on this platform. And them just having that honest conversation and them just getting it done. I love this. This is a success story like no other. I mean, you hear plot. You like, for instance, shout out to my brother Bloody Knuckles. Nothing against him. I know he's probably like, I wish this guy would shut up about this already. But you saw what happened a few months ago when the click-to-play trials first came in. My brother Bloody Knuckles was talking about Stadia was a dying platform. He didn't know. He didn't know any better. That was based upon years of frustration. I mean, years where these guys have been asking for games from Xbox and it doesn't happen. And here, and again, these aren't the biggest games either. There are games at the level of Evans and Project Z and stuff, and they can't get them. They can't get them. And here, twice, we really lobbied for games to come, and twice we were successful. I think the biggest lobbies that we had were Project Z. No, really three, because they're still in the Instinction game. Remember that? I think that's still in the pipeline. So we're 3 out of 3 games that we seriously lobby behind. It was the Instinction game with the dinosaurs, right? And I think that's still slated to come. Then there's Project Z that we really lobbied behind. And then now this. So we're in a unique position. We're in a unique position. The power of our community, even though we're not as big as an Xbox or a PlayStation, on platforms like Twitter, when we band together, our voice can reverberate throughout Twitter in a way that is just profound. And it also helps when you have a platform provider who has their ears open. They may not always be talking. They may not always be visible, but they have their ears open. And as silly as this may sound like cap. I don't like entities that are ultra present, because sometimes I feel like that you're if you're in my face all the time, I feel like you're spending too much time trying to convince me that something's going to happen that never ends up happening just to keep me on, opposed to being in the trenches, putting your head down, doing the hard work and making things happen. So I don't want to see your face every day. I know people refer to this entity from this platform and this entity from that platform. I've been at those platforms. I've been gaming for 35 plus years. I can tell you that sometimes the audio don't match the visuals. A lot of times the audio don't match the visuals, more often than not, depending upon which platform you're talking about. So I don't want to see your face all the time. I just want to see things get done. I mean, when there's critical answers needed, thank you. Yeah, say what you got to say and continue on working. And I want to say this, and then I'm going to turn it over to you guys. I really think that the consumer and the Stadia hierarchy bridge is starting to get stronger and more efficient. Shout out to Shaka, aka Princessology, on Twitter. You guys always heard me complain that as much as I love this platform and as much as I love what the people do, and not from the social media side, because the social media people don't have the final say in what's being said. That the communications is given to them from someone else, and they're just the frontline warriors. I'm not talking about those fine folks. Talking about from a PR perspective, like from the PR hierarchy. I don't think, as far as trying to introduce Stadia to this complex type of crowd, I don't think there was always the level of savvy put into that messaging when it came to the concrete and core things that needed to be said. It's kind of like I gave this example a while ago where I had to go to my brother-in-law's house for the holidays. My wife used to make this macaroni and cheese that was non-vegan friendly at all, but it was the best tasting macaroni and cheese ever. Me and my wife are now vegan. My brother he wants to be like us. My brother-in-law, he said, y'all make y'all vegan mac and cheese and y'all bring it. So when we brought it, the family almost rioted. And I had to convince the family, look, I know it says vegan, and just the pronunciation of vegan makes it sound nasty, but trust me, this macaroni and cheese is good. And I had to be savvy enough to take this odd thing that I know they would like once they taste it, but I had to convince them how to taste it. I think that's Stadia's problem in a lot of ways, and because of the dynamics of social media and journalism and how tech journalists have dropped the ball recently. We're going to talk about that later, and how they created this atmosphere where knowledge hasn't really been cascaded about what Stadia is trying to do. And because of that, the quote unquote vegan macaroni and cheese has been made to taste like cow dung, right? In the minds of, I don't even want to try it, right? Like you get people that talk about Stadia with this utmost, like they got this supreme knowledge base, and they don't even want to try it because they treat it like it's cow dung. I know what cow dung tastes like. It's going to be disgusting. I'm going to throw up. I don't want to try it. And it took that savviness from me to convince people, wash all those thoughts away. Here's why. Here's where I got my ingredients from. Here's what I did. Here's my background to where I wouldn't even lie to you. You know, there's certain things, there was a savviness that I had to use. And then I sacrificed one of the kids. I said, now y'all know kids are picky. So if I can pull this child over here and she gonna eat this vegan macaroni and cheese, if she says, then y'all know we straight, right? Okay, yeah. Send little so-and-so over there. Let her eat this. She was, oh no, I don't want, come on. And she ate it. She said, I can't believe this is good. Rest is history. Savviness. I think that there was a gap there. However, Shaka and her new position, you're already seeing the results of that. We already saw that again over the weekend with the ridiculousness behind the trolling from Killed by Google. And if I was a betting man, I would say that we're seeing her magic again in this. I could be wrong. It just could be that rising tides lift all boats and everybody's getting better at this element. But like, for instance, one of the silly controversies within the smaller pockets of the Stadia community is Outbreak. Oh man, why that game? That got a bad Metacritic on this, that, and the other, whatever, even though the game, as Evan has said, each iteration performs better and better and better and better. And he said, I wouldn't keep making the damn game if it was a fail. He said, there's some things earlier on that had to be updated and fixed or whatever, and we did it. Same with the developers of Project Z. You know, these are small indie developers, and all it takes is the wrong trend to happen and things can get misconstrued, right? But with that being said, we have many fans of this particular type of genre in there. It's just that there had to be a savvy way to break down what this title is and why it's important to be on this platform. And lo and behold, I will read to you again. Coming soon is Outbreak Contagious Memories, a survival horror title from the team at Dead Drop Studios that'll remind you of your favorite classic 90s horror series. If you're itching to play it as much as we are, a demo for a new title in the series, Outbreak Shades of Horror just launched today on the stage. Perfect! And they stuck the landing. Think better days are ahead. Is it going to be perfect? Absolutely not. It's not perfect with anybody. You look at the juggernaut PlayStation, they're now fighting for survival. Every news outlet is making it seem like they're about to go bankrupt. It's not perfect for anybody. But I think, again, you give people time to get the best understanding of their audience, because this audience is new. We've gone from years ago being statistics on a piece of paper with some feasible questions that you can ask, to real live actual consumer base that is different and unique from any other gaming consumer base out there. They knew that there was something that they could launch from and subsidize the growth of this platform with, but as far as knowing the nooks and crannies of what makes this community and what works and what doesn't work, you're only gonna learn that through experience. Prime example, all things point to the reason why we have FIFA and we don't have Madden is because maybe Madden didn't do the job investment-wise that Stadia needed it to do, but FIFA did. There's all types of signs of that, you know? So if that is the case, you may scratch your head and say, because I remember somebody was in my chat last week and said, oh no, Madden pulls all types of NPDs. Again, this is not your atypical gaming consumer base. That type of demo. Madden may not work here. You look at GFN, you look at xCloud, they are reasonably within the higher tiers of the cloud gaming platforms as well. They don't have Madden day and date, and they seem to be progressing just fine. So again, with this demo, there are different and unique things, and Stadia's learning it, GFN, everybody's on Amazon's learning it. They're learning it at their pace. And when things get more, when the footprint gets bigger, then you'll see the output get bigger. But I do think that we're definitely in for better days, not just in output and stuff like that, and engagement with developers at all levels, because of the low change porting, but I think the communication. I mean, and if this weekend and what I'm seeing here is an indication of what we're going to be getting, and it's only going to get better from here, man. Great stuff ahead. Shout out to I can't see, somebody just subscribed. I'm sorry. Somebody just subscribed, and I deeply apologize. I couldn't see it. Thank you so much for subscribing. So let's do this. Let's get the raffle out of the way, and then I'm going to turn it over to you guys, get your thoughts on a lot of this stuff. So let me do this. Let me get the raffle started. And again, if you want to participate in this raffle, which is going to be for $25 gift card, or what is going on here? What are they doing here? Which... all right, what are they doing here? Why did they even log me out? If you want to participate, which is again for $25 gift credit towards Google Play, you know, you can get a game. It could go towards you know what I'm saying, Saints Row, FIFA. If you some of the Resident Evil content, I don't know. No, I think the Resident Evil content is free. I can't remember. Or if you want to save it for Outbreak, you know what I mean? When Outbreak finally comes, you know what I mean? You can. So let me do this. I'm gonna go to the CloudBot giveaways. Okay, we have another person that super chatted. Okay, here, let me change this screen because I can't see it because everything's all white on white and I can't see what's going on. Geek to Sneak has super chatted $1. I appreciate you, good brother. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. We have a super chat raffle where I want to say we're going to end it on the 15th of this month. So in about a couple of weeks, we're going to end it where anybody that has super chatted all last month up until the 15th of this month, we're going to send you a Stadia Premiere bundle. All right, so I need to complete this. And then we're going to start another giveaway. Gift the Palooza. Let's start the giveaway right now. All right. So you should be seeing a message that is telling you to hit exclamation point raffle. So you can participate in our raffle. Geek to Sneak. Don't you be going out there driving that ice cream truck while the show is live now. You better keep your ass there so you don't miss out. You know, Geek to Sneak, that's my homie. He remind me of, I don't know if you watch Dave Chappelle, where Ashley Larry were coming at the last minute. Oh man, they had to take out the garbage at the last minute trying to bet at the dice game, and here they getting robbed. So again, thank you again for the dollar chat, super chat. Make sure that you guys are subscribed, because if you hit that exclamation point raffle and you're not subscribed, you can't participate. This is a thank you raffle for our subscribers. All right. Shout out to the homie Geek. That's my homie, man. Shout out to the homie Geek to Sneak. Mostly Martinez in the house. Premier bundle, you say? Yes, sir. All right. So with that said, I missed the Chappelle show too, Hawkins. I really do. My favorite show of all, comedy show of all time. That and Martin. That and the first 3 seasons of Martin. The first 3 seasons of Martin were you couldn't mess with that, man. Especially Dragonfly Jones. I still regularly, I gotta watch the first episode of Dragonfly Jones. Oh man, some great stuff on TV. Anyway, shout out to G Nico with the $5 super chat. We appreciate it. Yeah, R.I.P. Charlie Murphy, man. That was sad. So sad, man. Golly, you know what I mean? But it happens, unfortunately. What a talent, man. What a talent. What a talent. Wrong. One of the best skits ever. The Rick James skit. That skit is going to go down in history. One of the best skits ever. I was going to get at Dead Drop Studios this morning. I saw you, Geek to here. Let me put your comment up. I saw you, Geek to Sneak. Now, I couldn't say anything though. I was like, this dude trying to shake down my homie Evan. Man, is you serious, man? You serious or not? You got any change in that pocket? You was trying to shake down my homie Evan. And I was like, I can't say anything. Like, chill out. It's coming, bro. It's coming, Geek. Put away the 6-shooter. Man, you come put away the snub nose, Geek. You coming to Google Stadia or not? What you got in them pockets? Geek was cutting up, man. I said, Geek, oh no, don't do it. Don't do it, brother. But yeah, he's coming, man. What it was is, without me saying too much, the constant communication, I know it may have thrown people off, but the constant communication from Evan was just testament at, yo, like, we really got to get over the finish line on this if you want this to happen. I get the mind of the gamer where you really like forget stuff super quick and you think it's just done. I'm here to let you know, y'all got to get over the finish line on this and convincing Stadia that we should work together. That's what he was doing. He was keeping it 1,000 with everybody, and it worked out. By him constantly that it worked out. So that's why he was doing that. He could have very easily threw up his hands and said, look, man, I'm getting the scratch that I need from PlayStation and Xbox and PC, man. You cats is just gonna have to figure it out. Maybe you can get Outbreak the board game when it comes out. You know, y'all gonna have to figure. He could have very easily did that. He said, no. These are passionate gamers. I'm a passionate gamer. And I may not know much about this platform, but there's got to be something here, damn it, for these people to be coming to me like this. He had a serious appreciation for how everybody reached out to him. A lot of y'all even went and bought the game on other platforms to show how bad you wanted to come to Stadia. He's like, I've never seen anything like this before in my life. So we gotta make something happen. But I gotta, I gotta play the custom motto to Tyson. Don't give up, kid. Don't give up. That's basically what he was doing. Don't give up. Because it's not etched in stone. We got to make this happen, and it's going to take y'all, again, to make sure that all parties come to the table and they're interested in working this out. So shout out to him and shout out to y'all for making it happen. But again, shout out to Geek to Sneak for the $1, Rue Diggs for the $1, mostly Martinez for the $1.99, and Nico 559 with the $5. I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all are the best, damn it. Y'all are the best. Let's see some more comments in here. Oh, Collins Dynasty. Oh man, y'all are too damn kind today, man. I know we're excited. I'm excited too, bro. I'm super excited. It's like, I know I'm all over the place today. It's like I was watching some old school hip hop. Geek to Sneak can appreciate this. Y'all know my Twitter handle. If I'm not talking about Stadia and talking about other games, I'm putting some old school hip hop stuff out there. So I was watching Biz Markie. Rest in peace, Biz Markie, The Vapors. That was one of my favorite songs growing up as a child because it was my story. You know what I'm saying? They treat you like a wet food stand. You know what I'm saying? You may not come out the ugly duckling or whatever, or people just doubt you. And then, as you progress and you learn the ways of the world and you do better and you make something for yourself, then you get to just, sit back and look back at everybody and be like, y'all doubted me, but I did it. The Vapors is like at the core of my life, where people doubt you because of where you came from, or just a variety of things. And when you blow out their expectations and you look back at them, you just turn back, you look back at them and just get on that look like, yeah, what now? I love that. And one of my favorite lines in there is when he says, damn, it feels good to see people up on it. Biz Markie, R.I.P. Damn, it feels good to see people up on it. Meaning, damn, it feels good to see people jump over the hurdles, trials, and tribulations of things that people told them they could never do. People told you have no business asking for games. Stop the port begging. It looks pathetic. That's not your job, this, that, and the other. And what did you do? You ignored them because you said, look, I don't operate on the same bounds as people in the console war, even though people try to tag y'all in the console war. We don't operate in the same bounds of the console war people, where I'm going to lose a point for quote unquote port begging and all that silly stuff. This is a community, a vibrant community that's very enthused about some tech. We have a level of camaraderie that you don't see elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the people that are enthusiastic about the platform. When we band together, we can move mountains. There was a point in time when the whole world was against this platform. You couldn't even speak up and say that you liked it in peace on Stadia. You would get ridiculed, retweeted. It would be horrible. And we moved that mountain, and we continue to move mountains to where now they're saying the Stadia community is crazy. It went from there is only 5 of them to now these 5 crazy people are so crazy y'all can't withstand them. Ooh, right? That's all of you and your efforts. Thank you. Damn, it feels good to see people up on it. And I'm happy for my friend, Evan. I'm happy for him because now he's gotten exposure to a very vibrant and enthusiastic community. It's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get better. And hopefully he's someone that will keep coming back and forth and keeping tabs even in between games and after games and stuff like that. Intelligent, transparent people like that, I love to tap their brain, because I'm never in a space where I'm like, oh, I know everything. I've talked to everybody. We used to battle back and forth with Phil Spencer. You can't tell me anything. No, I'm always in the mood to learn, and dealing with somebody that's hands-on with this stuff like Evan is, it's fantastic to me. So shout out to all of y'all made this happen. Shout out to Collins Dynasty again for the $5. He said, first super chat on YouTube ever. You deserve it. Well, golly, brother, man, I'm honored. I'm honored, Collins. Thank you so much for being a good brother that you are. Let's see what else we got in the chat here. We got Chariot Man Gaming in the house. What's up? Who else we got? Yo, playing from space on day one. You know it, brother. Is that part of it came from space, same makers? Yeah. Yep. Yes, sir. And make sure that you hit that exclamation point raffle. Let me take a look now. There are about 16 of you that entered. There's more than 16 here. There's 36 here. 16 of you entered. If you don't want to win, that's on you. All you got to do is make sure you subscribe and hit exclamation point so you can get you a ticket. Let me see what else we got here. Y'all got a lot of comments in here. I see a lot of raffles. He said I was going to get at Dead Drop Studios this morning. Glad I waited. Also, not related, but Bring Black. You like that show? I never really got into that. C. Hawkins. I never really got into it. Yo, F your couch darkness. Brother, yeah, that's the funniest. That skit is gonna go down as the funniest skit known to man. Yeah, it was a battle buddy, man. Christopher Torres. I look at Shay Capo up in here. Look at Shay Capo up in here. The hater extraordinaire, Shay Capo. Hey, Shay, you's a funny dude, man. I saw you in my stream on my regular channel last week, man. You's a funny dude, bro. He says, good brother. Christopher Torres says, I know you said no more Division 2, but it's hard, man. But I definitely will start my other game started. Oh, Geek the Sneaker, you on the Division 2 break? Brother, we got a raid to run, man. We just got a new member today. Always Broke 699, I think it is. Shout out to him. Him and Casey was running some summit today. No, Geek the Sneak. What did Cube say to Smokey? You better get up off your shoulders and get up out here. You better get up off the shoulders and get ready for this raid, Geek. Says every time I say, man, don't give me that, in my head, someone is giving me BS. I hear it in the voice of Bismarck. Yeah, don't give me that. Bismarcky, RIP. Paco, good to see you, my good friend. Yes, go, man. Go for yours, man. Go for yours, man. Get that raffle, brother. Avery Bobo in the house. Avery, I ain't seen you in a minute. What's up, brother? What's up? Says I snuck in here. All right, great stuff, man. All right, so yes, I'm happy for everybody that did their due diligence. This community is unique. We're going to continue to operate in a unique fashion. We are going to do what we need to do. Shout out! I want to give special shout out to people like Mr. 1030, Ralph. I don't know if he's here. He may be missing the show, but if he catches it VOD, we got to give Ralph his flowers, man. Mr. 1030. We gotta give Ralph his flowers, man. Can he get a round of applause in the chat? He gotta get his flowers. He said, I live in Canada. Can I still join the raffle? Yes, you can, my good friend. Absolutely. Absolutely. Gotta give Ralph his flowers, man. Ralph and Cody Maloney. And there's others like that. And the next game I'm looking to get is Mortal Crux. That Mortal Crux is looking beast. Now there's another game that I think somebody from Stadia, I think, have already expressed their publicly expressed their their desire to see the game on the platform. So I think that one's already worked out. But it's a single player game where it's a single developer as well, where the game just moment by moment just looks beautiful. And I commented on it a few days ago. The game really looks fantastic. So can't wait for that to come. But the next one I'm looking to come is that Mortal Crux. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some cool indies out there. Some indies that are really doing some cool things. So, you know, hopefully Mortal Crux will come too. They said that they're open to it. They said, but you know, we got to get our scratch. We got to put this out on Steam first, you know, and then we'll operate on a Stadia port possibly later. So that's cool. I can dig that. I can definitely dig that. But yeah, you know, Cody Maloney, Mr. 1030. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting others that push it. Like John pushes games a lot, you know what I'm saying? But like, as far as like really like digging into telling the people, you know, who to contact and all that other stuff, man. I mean, you know, like, look here, Mr. 1030. I don't know, Evan. I wish Evan was here, but he's probably celebrating the launch of the next gen version and then it coming to Stadia as well. He'll tell you, if it wasn't for Mr. 1030, this wouldn't have happened. So I want to say Mr. 1030 kicked it off, and you guys, you know, did what you needed to do to again rise that tide and make sure that it happened. So shout out. Yeah, yep. You know, great minds think alike, geek. He said, I want that Mortal Crux to come as well. Facts, bro. I got to see it. Ron Slusher in the house. All right. What else we got up in here? Yeah, everybody giving Ralph and Cody their flowers. That's a lot of games crazy at Geek to Sneak. You ever heard of Mortal Crux? Oh man. Look it up. Just go to Twitter and type up Mortal Crux, man. That's a hell of a looking game. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely urge everybody, as soon as we're done, check out the demo. Get a demo shot, and you know, you guys make that happen. So I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all doing the damn thing. We got another super chat. Jesus Christ. Thank you so much. Project Storm in the house. He said, I just tried the Outbreak trial. No 4K, but it does have Ultra Shadows. Laugh out loud. Not for me performance-wise, but everyone should check it out. Maybe the final game. Yeah, this is just a demo. You understand, this is a single dev. This ain't the full game. They just wanted to get something out there on the platform so people can, you know, try it out and get an understanding of what the game is. You know what I'm saying? So this isn't the optimized version of the game. It's just a early demo build, kind of like, you know, we used to get those early 360 demo builds, and they you know, everything wasn't optimized there, but at least you got to try the game out. Then when the final product came out, you know what I'm saying, it was a lot better, a lot smoother. But at least you get to feel the game and feel what it is. You know what I mean? So definitely happy to see this on here. I didn't even know that was coming. I didn't even know a demo was coming. I can't really speak more of it until I get the okay. So I'm just gonna, here, let me do this. Let me just check my messages and see if somebody responded. Okay. Hold on one second. That's one message. Oh, okay, cool. All right, so tomorrow, what time do we have here? That's an odd time. Okay, tomorrow around 4:15. I'm assuming it's going to be 4:30 tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. we're going to be sitting down with our good friend Evan, the lone creator of Outbreak. And we're going to be giving him an interview on Stadium Connect North about this whole venture, about the whole experience, and about we finally getting over that goal post and getting the game on Stadia. And also, here, let me go back here. Let me show you something. There's going to be a Kickstarter soon for the game too. So definitely keep your eyes on that. But we're going to be talking about, we should be talking about all that tomorrow. Stadium Connect North tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. John will have a official notification of when that's coming through. And again, it's in pretty much a thank you to all you guys for doing what you do, for being the amazing community that you are. It's awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Shout out to the homies Sanchez MTZ for becoming a member for 4 months in a row. Shout out to you, good brother. Thank you so much. All right. So with that said, I'm happy. I'm excited. Stay tuned. Tomorrow, be here with us tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we sit down with the fine developer at for Outbreak Games, the Outbreak game rather, Evan, tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. More news coming. All right. For 4:30 tomorrow, I surmise, I'm looking at our interview schedule. I think it's going to be 4:30 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Standard Time. All right. Now let's move on. Aug Pro. Let's talk about it. So let me go back a little bit. The Aug Pro games came out. Here, let me do this. Oh, excuse me. I'm so choked up today. All right, so the Aug Pro games came out the week on Stadia Summer of Games. Let's take a look at them again. They are Saints Row the Third Remastered, Monster Jam Steel Titans 2, Calico, Shantae Half Genie Hero Ultimate Edition, Murder by Numbers, Welcome to Elk. What did you guys think of them? Now I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't tried any of them yet. Like I said, I think the first one I'm gonna try is Calico when I get some time. It's just I was so focused on Division 2 with this Hollywood event, and I played a little bit. I had to, I got like 12 caches. I had to open the mugs up and play with the stuff that I got. So after that, now what's on my plate is a little less defined. I want to get back into Outriders. So we'll maybe do some of that tomorrow, along with along with maybe some Calico. You know what I mean? But what have you guys played? What have you played, and what do you think about the games that you've played? What do you think about the lineup again? And I'm talking particularly for if you've played anything. I know we gave our appearances scores and stuff like that, and I think the biggest score was a B, and I think C came in second. It was B, C, A, and then D. That was the order. What do y'all think about the games now that you've played them, particularly I'm thinking of Calico. A lot of you may have not played Shantae. I know a lot of you were interested in Monster Jam Steel Titans 2. What did you guys think of them? All right, so let's go down the line. Storm says the Trials feature is nice. Just jump in and test drive multiple games. Absolutely. So are there any Avon games for this month? No, not that I'm aware of, brother. Not that I'm aware of. Let's see here. Dead Drop has a new game coming soon. This is the demo of the last title that dropped. Yeah. Kickstarter is live now for co-op. Oh, it is? Oh, word? Okay, okay. Dope, dope, dope. Let's check that out. Let me see what else we got here. It says Project Storm. I don't see the trial for Outbreak. It's on Stadia. You have to go, Chris, you got to go to the blog post. Go to today's blog post, and then there's a link there. Like here, let me show you. If you go to today's blog post, and then it says, you know, right here, coming soon, Outbreak Contagious Memories. As if you're itching to play as much as we are, demo for the new title in the series, Outbreak Shades of Horror just launched. You click that, and it'll take you right into the demo. It'll take you right to the, you know, so you can launch the demo. So, dope stuff, dope. All right. So what do you guys think? Has anybody played any of these games? Particularly Calico. If you've played Calico, here, let's do this. Let's do this just so I can get an understanding. I'm gonna pick 4 random games. Let's do this. Hold on. Create a poll. Which game are you most happy with? Oh, Jesus Christ. I hate when that happens. Which pro game are you most happy with after playing? And don't forget, y'all, the raffle is still going. So you got to be a subscriber and hit !raffle. Which August pro game? I'm going to have to pick the top 3. I'm going to say, I think the top 3 is, according to the, I'm going to say Monster. Yeah, when we did our thing last week, the top 3 were Monster, Jam, Still Titans, 2, Calico, and I think, was it Welcome to the Elk? Yeah, I think Welcome to the Elk. People had talked about that. Welcome to the Elk. No, you know what? I'm gonna put, no, Welcome to the Elk. Welcome to the Elk. And the last one I'll put as Other. Because surprisingly, not a lot of people were like, oh yeah, Saints Row the Third remastered. So I'll just put Other. So that's the poll. Let us know via the poll which ones, you know, after playing, you were the most satisfied with. All right. Now let's move on to, and again, the poll will stay up there. Y'all just let me know. Let's move on to more somber mentionings. Okay, so over the weekend, there was an article that came out. No, I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. Let me back up a little bit. Over the weekend, there was a Facebook post. The user's name was Donnie Jep. And Donnie Jep had said something to the effects of he was talking to a friend at the Hucklebuck, and a friend told him that Stadia was closing down. They mentioned this at a seminar, and then that they would refund people their money for active payments and all this other stuff, right? So just at glance, and I'm glad to have seen content creators and some people in the community look at that and say this is false. This is bogus. Now, granted, I didn't hear about this silliness until like 9 p.m. at night. People had heard about it earlier. And that was a true testament to me that my timeline is, as far as it being scrubbed, it's almost there, not quite. Because idealistically, I wouldn't have wanted to hear about this until the next day when it hits the news. When it hits the news, and it's gotten that much attention, then it'll be worth me taking a glance at and then realizing the bogusness that it is. I don't want to be caught up in the whirlwind of the silliness when the silliness is festering and little bits and pieces of it come out and people are searching for it. Let it come out in an article. Let the non-news come out in an article after everybody's taking bits and pieces of it. Let's see what it is in totality, and then I'll take a glance at it. So my timeline is almost there. It's 90% there, and I had to do a little bit more scrubbing. So there's a few more people got muted, whatever, because hold on. Damn, I hate my phone. Okay, that's nobody. Because here's how I'm looking at this. Outside of just mentioning it and going, whatever, anybody that gave serious credence to this rumor, like, oh man, is this really real? After reading that letter, we have nothing to talk about when it comes to video games. Like, I don't mind interacting with people on Twitter. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I've developed friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, Geek is gonna be like, get off my jock. I've developed friends like Geek. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about as far as people. Of course, there's creators that I'm cool with, but I'm talking about as far as the people that listen to the shows, that support our platform, and I just happen to game with, like people like Geek, you know what I'm saying, and Torres and everybody else that's part of the old Dirty Blasters, or people that are just, cool, like Dusty Iran or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've developed relationships with people like that. So, and we talk behind the scenes at times or whatever. So there's value in those relationships. So even though I may sometimes look at something that somebody tweeted and be like, that's not really for me, or I'm not really into that thing. We have a relationship established. And you're not going to have a relationship with everybody. Like, there's some people that you're just following simply because you're interested in what they're talking about. If you gave credence to that rumor, there's nothing for us to talk about. There's no snark behind it. There is no I'm better than you. You're not with it. No, there's just nothing for us to talk about. So I had to scrub a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the normal plateau of gamers gibbering and talking about stuff. That's understandable. I'm not holding it up. I'm not holding it against anybody. It's just there's a certain thing that I'm looking for when I'm getting fed information. You know what I mean? Like, I use the information I'm getting fed to create stories, to talk about things, to create videos, to inform you in a lot of cases. And I don't want my timeline riddled with a bunch of BS. You know what I mean? So if you're into BS, if you're into the entertainment value or whatever the reasons are to BS, fine with me. I just don't want it on my feed, right? So I used it for that. But here's the problem. And it kind of makes me want to take everybody over the last 3 years that have said to me, MM2K, you're too harsh on the media. You're too mean. Why are you being like that? It doesn't make sense. You're out of control. I want to sit them down and, excuse my French, I want to show them this shit show that happened this weekend. And I want to ask them, what now? You know what I'm saying? Like, what now? There is no plausible, reasonable excuse why, and don't forget, y'all, don't forget about the raffle if you're new coming in here. There's no plausible, reasonable excuse. None. And I've seen some journos try to make it, well, Stadia's really not saying anything. Amazon's not saying anything. Shadow's not really saying anything. This is a 1% business. Yeah, you got Xbox saying a bunch of shit. Xbox, excuse my French, Xbox always says a bunch of ish. It's all about what lands with them. But it's a 1% business. Your Stadia's not saying, you're not, doing all this. And so, of course we thought it was real. No, stop it. It showed how ineffective you are at informing people with educational material. And how you're only worth gossip. Now, there are times during gossip, you may learn something like, well, yeah, did you see the Jenkins across the street? Yeah, I heard that she took her husband and, blew up his car. Well, how did she blow up his car? Well, she put sugar in the tank. And when you put sugar in the tank, the oxygen dioxide and the chemical imbalance and all this other stuff can blow up your car. You can learn something from gossip. But anything fruitful from what needs to increase your knowledge based on the things that are important to you, the media is worthless. Why do I say that? Because a letter that said that the most tight-lipped company in the world, even over this product, had a freaking seminar, a free-for-all, where they told every Tom, Dick, and Harry that they were closing down, for that to be believed. I mean, Google enforces NDAs over anything. We don't know nothing about what's going on with Stadia. Nothing. For them to just walk into a seminar and do the government free butter and cheese equivalent of just telling you they're shutting it down in a couple of months. For that to be even plausible for you to write, to even let your finger touch a key and hit send on anything, is repulsive. You're useless. You are utterly, UTTERLY, useless. Every time I think about you, I want to throw up in my mouth. The media is disgusting. They remind me of 65-day-old bread that someone shat on. Useless. Utterly. Problem one. Problem two. My tech journalist that reciprocated this 65-day-old cow dung bread that you tried to pass off as a delicatessen over the weekend. The part where it said, oh my gosh, Stadia is going to refund people for extensive months or whatever. This is where you were supposed to step in as the tech person that not only understands the tech, but understands the layout of how you engage with the tech. You should have known that when you heard that, you should have said, hold on. Now, that doesn't make any sense. Because you can't overloop and overbuy months of Stadia. The best you can do is load up a gift card and point your subscription to come out of there. If you can even do that, but you can't load up on Stadia Pro. Stadia has it that way because they don't want to come out with a $60 annual card. They want you to pay the full $120, right? Still in 1% mode. They want every single penny. Now, there have been instances to where there have been bundled 3 months here and there when it came to giveaways and stuff like that. But Stadia doesn't sell you. There is no retail purchase of months. Now, there are some people that online, like I did, went to king.com or whatever and bought 3 months. But you know what you bought? You bought 3 months of a promotion, something that was already free that somebody just went and turned around and sold it. So Stadia doesn't retail bundles of months. So they are not going, there is not subsequent months as explained in that fake ass letter that would occur. That should have rang off in someone's head and said, well, hold on. Now we've been trying to be Michael Pachter psychoanalysts of this platform and why it's dying and why it's a failure all this time. And all of our studying of this and why this is the case, this doesn't jive with the actual business model. This is bullpucky. But no, they didn't pick up on that either. And the reason why is the reason why I've been so hard on them. I've said what I've said today. They make me want to throw up in my mouth because they deserve it. Journalists are supposed to cascade information to help improve your knowledge base about a particular sector, product, or service. All these journalists do of current day, particularly when it comes to Stadia, but they do it everywhere, is they spread gossip. That's it. Gossip. It's your mom sitting with her friends on the porch, drinking some tea, where they tell you, no kids in here, get out of here. And they're gossiping about the Jenkins down the street. That's all it is in written form. It's gossip. There is a fundamental flaw in how information is disseminated when it comes to gaming journalism. Everything is about the clicks. Because everything is about the clicks, nobody in unison is motivated to verify information before they pass it along. Just because you don't personally like Stadia is no excuse to spread misinformation without vetting it and then calling it a rumor. Clive used a great example yesterday. There are journalists that have never been in a spaceship, right? They've never seen outer space. They've never actually physically seen the sphere, which is the Earth, out there from outer space. So you're trying to tell me, if I say, look, me and a bunch of my friends who fly hot air balloons in the sky at hundreds of thousands of dollars a pop to prove that the Earth is flat, we had a convention with a bunch of top-notch scientists who agree with us that the Earth is flat. So we're going to refund everybody for the purchase of their science books for the past 2 years that said that the Earth is round, and we're going to make this announcement at the end of the summer. Would it be plausible to publish an article that says, rumor, the earth is actually flat. No. Why? Because there's enough evidence to the contrary. And in that letter alone, there's enough evidence to the contrary. Now, yes, Stadia did mention an expansion. Stadia did just create a new job for Shaka, who did a wonderful job making y'all look silly and stupid as you are. Yes, they just picked up FIFA that's coming soon. Yes, Skull and Bones was verified for the platform that's coming after summer. And yes, there's just a whole host of things that were announced after the fact that would have scratched that out as well. But in that letter alone was enough evidence based upon your said skill set, whether you're just a gaming journalist or you're a tech journalist, that you should have known that it was fake. Because a lot of us, even some of us that ain't had the rosiest outlook on Stadia, looked at the letter and said, it's fake. I don't care. This is why I don't care what people say about what I have to say. Because when the dust settles, telling the truth is always going to win. These journos are worthless. They just happen to come across shit before you do. They just come across rumors and not, I don't even want to use the word rumors. They just come across gossip before you do. That's it. Absolutely worthless. And if they're willing to lie this much about Stadia, or willing to pass off unvetted troll information as reports or even rumor about Stadia, no telling what else they've done this for. It's a sad state of affairs if you're trying to learn about a product or service when too many of the outlets that are disseminating the information are encompassing upon clicks. Like something has to change. Like somebody said, we did a show called Sound Off yesterday where I really get a lot more vulgar than this about this because it's disgusting. And someone said there should be a rating system for public. Like there has to be something to offset the copy, paste, and click nature. There has to be something to offset it, because until then, we can never fully digest or trust any of this information that we get ever. They literally took a post that had all of the clues in it. It was like an IQ test for the media. You know what I'm saying? Like, post this. Like, I was joking behind the scenes with some people. I said, I wonder if the person that wrote this letter was actually like a big time Stadia reporter and they were trying to expose the media. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was an IQ test for the media, and most of them flunked. There's some publications that didn't entertain it. There's some publications that didn't entertain the rumor. They called it out as a troll. And kudos to them. But most of them either doubled down on the misinformation as being an actual rumor, or when it was exposed that it was fake, they, I guess, said, oh no, Stadia is forced to deny this powerful rumor or something like that, and then tried to make an excuse for why they even bid for it, which was killed by Google. And you know what? And look, I don't even blame killed by Google. Again, they have said so many things that in absolutist fashions that are so wrong. We showed you here before. They shouldn't have been taken seriously for a long time. For a long time. I'm a shit poster, he says, but he blocks people that call him out on this. Like, I didn't even harass him. I just called him out on his BS and made him look stupid in his own thread, and he blocked me. And he's done that to others. If you're just an ish poster, you want the attention. You want the arguments. You want the debate because you want the attention. No, what it is that you have this harebrained theory based upon data that you don't give full conjecture, full context to, killed by Google. And for attention, you've just gone on these diatribes of this, that, and the other about Google, and people bought into it because you use fancy words. So really, it's an IQ test for the average content consumer, and we're not faring so well. So yeah, I don't feel vindicated. Like I've said before, there's no vindication in talking to people and trying to convince them that 2 + 2 = 5, and then finally they find out that it's 4. It's sad, especially when these people are in quote unquote professions where they should know better. The media has been exposed on this. There's no doubts about it. There's no excuse. There is no, oh, well, Stadia hasn't done it. This is a 1% business. All of you wanted to play Michael Pachter and tried to understand how the business side of this operates, then you should understand why that nobody is really like going out of their way to spend Xbox and PlayStation console money and doing all the stuff that they're doing for a 1% business. And some are going to be quieter than others. And the reason why I reckon that Amazon and Google are more quieter than Xbox and GFN is because they have the quickest way to 1 billion gamers with their streaming platforms. If you notice, I mean, granted, Amazon got more, it has channels and they're accumulative games, particularly because of the retro channel. They may be more, or they may be more at a specific time. I don't know. But if you notice, like, as far as consistency is concerned, Amazon is the quietest. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. They even have a sister studio with 2 big top-notch games that were developed that they refuse to put on the platform now. You know why? Because they don't have to. Why? Because the name of the game is to 1 billion gamers, right? Or 2 billion gamers. Guess who has the fastest track to that? First Amazon, then Google, because of their streaming services. Twitch first, because it's bigger, and then Google, because of YouTube gaming. Once they interject or combine their streaming platforms with their cloud gaming platforms, and then they go tell Ninja, all right, here goes Battlefield 2092, or they go tell PewDiePie, here goes Grand Theft Auto 8, here goes a bunch of codes you can throw out there for people to play with you, or you can use Stream Connect or whatever. It's over. They've reached their 1 billion gamers because everybody's going to want to sign up for the opportunity to be on stream with PewDiePie or Ninja. Game over. If you're a tech enthusiast, this should resonate. But all you're thinking about is, I want to play games now. When cloud gaming isn't supposed to be built entirely for now. They should be able to survive now and grow now, but they're not built entirely for now. But the lack of knowledge and the overabundance of fancy words just exposed itself this weekend. So I tell you guys this, and this is how I operate when it comes to gaming news. I kick the tires on it. I know we all have busy lives. I do too. Even with the content creation, we all have busy lives. I don't take things at face value. I have a whole circle of sources that I listen to, podcasts, people that I like listening to. Like I tell you, one of my favorite podcasts is Rebel FM. Those are two guys that have been in the industry for a while, sometimes three, and they know their stuff. So as they go through the news, I feel very confident in how they break down the news. And they don't even like Stadia. See, it's not all about, I only like people that like Stadia. They don't even like Stadia. They have their thoughts about Stadia, and none of it is good. But even they separate their own personal bias, and they're the ones that inform me that they said everybody even though we don't like Stadia, we don't like the idea of it, everybody looks foolish laughing at the predictive controlling and the negative latency. The part of that the predictive controlling that's part of all that is the same thing that's used in Call of Duty, and from what I understand, it's just a better implementation of it. And we as gamers know that sounds like the case. People that play on the platform, they have a long industry pedigree. I seriously urge people to listen to them. Then what I do is I just listen to a plethora of people, and I unfortunately got to piecemeal things that make sense. I don't take things at face value. I don't just read a GameSpot article and be like, oh, okay, well, that's what's going on with. I don't do that. I got to go to several different sources about the same thing, go to trusted sources. I can't take things at face value. And unfortunately, that's the world that we live in. That's just with general gaming news. But when it comes to Stadia, I would stay away from the mainstream. The only purpose that the mainstream serve right now is using what they say about Stadia as a litmus to, is it starting to win the journalist over? Or, you know what I'm saying? That's the only purpose it has. I don't go to the journalists to get informed on anything. It's very rare that they can inform me. Hold on one second. Okay. So with that said, let's get to the chat. Get your thoughts on this. We're going to pick a raffle winner and then we're going to close out. But, and sorry for that. But again, I mean, I don't apologize for it. I'll say this. Kudos to those that never even indulged in it. And to Clive's point, kudos to those that didn't indulge in it and called out the trolling. Now, I don't know how many publications there are that are like that fit under that prism, but kudos to you. But again, when it comes to gaming, not like if you want to know the latest gossip, they've all these gaming sites have turned into gossip columns. If you want to know the latest gossip, go ahead and be entertained that way and get your little giggles that way. But if you want to be informed, you got to do a lot of reconstruction of the stuff that you're being given before you down the hill of the information that they give you. And when it comes to Stadia information, you know what I say about that. Come to StadiaDosage.com. You know what I'm saying? Come to StadiaDosage.com and then listen to some of the great creators that are out there as well. If you want a list of the great creators and other sources that are out there, go check out. You can go to State here. Let's do this. And I know one is due. And I'll be working on that soon. But here's what you're going to want to do. Go to StadiaDosage.com. Go to community. I can't even, you know what? Oh, Stadia creator updates. and then this is where they're at right here. And you could just, read, click this one. I got to upload more. I got to take them off for Reddit. No, upload more. But here goes a list of great content creators that are on here, and check them out. And there may be, and the list is always growing and changing. There's more, but this is a comprehensive source of people that I would listen to. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the podcast, the commentary. Now this is an older one. This is from May, so the more recent one's going to look different. But definitely stay up with that as far as community content is concerned, so you don't get misinformed. If you're looking to just be entertained, fine. But if information is key for you, then may God help you if you try to go to the mainstream. All right. So let's do this. Let's go to the chat. And well, let's close out this poll. I'm ending it right now, and the results are: I said, which August Pro game are you most happy with after playing? Other is 47%, because and I'm guessing you guys are referring to Saints Row probably, or maybe even Elk or Murder by Numbers or Shantae and a Half Genie. I had Calico, Monster Jam, Steel Titan 2, and Welcome to the Elk, which that surprises me, because when we did the show last week revealing the August Pro games, those were the three that people were talking about they were the most cited for in the chat. Storm says Shantae is the one I would likely spend the most time on. Yeah, for me, I'm with you, Storm. It's hard. It's between Calico and Shantae. Just something about that Calico. I don't know why it's pulling me, man. I'm a Shantae serious fan, but I haven't played any of the pro games except Murder by Numbers because I already owned it. Oh, okay. All right. A seminar Google closing down with come on now. Dude, like, again, your job is to research. And because killed by Google, and then it goes, it's like the letter is already bad enough, but then it goes through another bad filter, which should have really, this is something killed by Google's. Yeah, I mean, we don't like Stadia either, but we ain't that dumb. We ain't putting our reputation on the line there. People need to grow up. People need to wisen up too, but mostly Martina said projectile vomiting, reading Twitter messages. It's just utterly disgusting. The man from Uncle says, shout out to Donnie Jepp for exposing how bad gaming journalism. Yes, Donnie Jepp is forever in our hearts. That's what I said. I somebody told me that, like, now I don't think so. I'm like, yo, that had to be a setup in my mind. Donnie Jepp, the name itself tells you all you need to know. Andy also says, I don't even know why people want Stadia to die. Exactly. How does it affect them? And I've given Andy, yes, I'm with you 1,000%, Andy. And I've tried to really deep dive into that. But I think what it comes down to is more or less just stubbornness. People said it was going to die at launch, and it hasn't. And Stadia's throughout its existence has made people look bad for trying to be the mighty Kreskin about it. Even with Project Stream. When Project Stream was first announced, including myself, all of us said, this is going to be trash. And even though I personally wasn't impressed, it worked a lot better than I thought. For me, but that was because my internet was horrible at the time. I didn't even realize it was that low. But for other people, it was and they were shocked. They were like, things are going to change, right? So Stadia proved them wrong then. Then, as rumors started to leak out about the platform, actual rumors, journalists and tech journalists, this is the more repulsive part of it. They actually had in their hands the truth. Andy, the truth that they had in their hands was that it was going to be transmitted via the CCU through a Chromecast Ultra. And what did tech journalists do? Instead of trying to discover how that would be possible, they just completely threw that possibility out of the window and said, well, yeah, then there was another rumor that it's going to be a console, and that's more plausible, so we're just going to run with that. We're going to throw out so they had the truth in their hands. And instead of doing what journalists do, which is research, they threw out the information. So they said erroneously that Stadia, Project Yeti at the time, was going to be a hybrid console, partially in the cloud, partially a console, and they were wrong. And they had the truth in their hands. Then that made them really look stupid. And what did they do? They got mad. They doubled. Then they said it was supposed to be a Game Pass competitor when it wasn't. And so then they were turned off by everything because Google is just unorthodox, and you really need to sit down and talk to Google before you guesstimate what they're going to do, because they don't operate like everybody else. But it's easier to catalog their unorthodox nature as they're going to kill it anyway. And that's where Kill by Google comes in. I can't sit there and guesstimate and look like the mighty Kreskin about anything Google's going to do. So I'm just going to say they're going to kill it. And that's what everybody ran with. Because in this era of gossip, like when you ever see people gossip, yeah, and she gonna get back with him, he gonna cheat on her again. You know what I'm saying? Like in the era of gossip, predicting the future and being absolutist about it because you're the armchair quarterback of the year and you know everything that's gonna happen. That's the being of gossipers. So these are gossipers. They're not journalists. So being that they can't predict Google's unorthodox nature, they just go with the thing that's more plausible in their siloed minds and just go with the fact, oh, they're going to close it down because this guy made this website that has no context to it. And then to wiggle his way out of his erroneous nature, he says he's a shit poster. See what journalism has devolved to. Gaming journalism, that is. It's repulsive. I don't take back anything that I say. I feel like I haven't said enough. So you're spot on, Andy Hall. Thank you for that comment. I told everyone a long time ago, gaming journalism is a joke. I don't even read their articles anymore. Don't even bother. Soon says, yup, agreed. There's no penalty. I like this comment. There's no penalty for bad burn journalism and all the benefit for clickbait. And that's the sad reality of it. And that's why I said there has to be some type of incentive. And I was brainstorming, and I think I had almost come across something. But there has to be some type of cross-balance incentive to just copy, paste, and click. Gossip journalism. Can't trust them. To be honest, you should be penalized for it. You do in college, you write a paper of like, yeah, I mean, but it's all about that revenue, Chris. It's all about revenue. It works. I was at a party on Saturday talking to a gamer, mentioned Stadia, and he said, oh, I heard that's dead. Yeah, exactly. Journalism is no longer unbiased truths. Mainstream media is all about the monetizing the clickbait, and that's at the heart of it. It's the measure of success. Clicks are more important than integrity. Yeah, absolutely. Would it be crazy if Stadia actually leaked this on purpose and then announced expansion in a week? I don't know if it was. I think my theory is, and again, it's tinfoil. My theory is someone who supports Stadia put it out there and possibly said, I want. They probably reached out to Kill by Google. Added Kill by Google to see if they'll send it out. And Charlotte always says, why bother with the truth when the lie is more? Yes, yes. Amazon Luna runs commercials, no commercials for Stadia. And yeah, and I do think that over time, they're going to get on better footing when it comes to the savviness and communication. I think with Amazon Luna though, they're like quiet, you know, as far as like regular updates. They're the most quiet as far as regular updates. Like we hear stuff from, we hear more frequently and more stuff from Stadia routinely. Not that much more, but we hear more, right? And I'm not saying Luna's bad for that. Not at all. Luna's taken her out of, I want to say out of all the major platforms in the cloud, Luna's the only one that has not had a faux pas yet. They have not had it. Like Google overstepped its bounds thinking they wouldn't get 1 million active users by the end of 2020. Xbox thought that, you know, they kind of messed up twice. They thought that they were going to release xCloud as a retail service until they saw Stadia. They thought they were going to do that in 2020. Then they thought that they were going to pull in a bunch of people when they upgraded to the Xbox Series X server blades. People were disappointed. Now it seems like after those 2 slip-ups, they're starting to find their footing. Geforce Now, when they hit retail, they didn't shore up their paperwork. Their paperwork was muffled, and they still haven't fully recovered from it. But they're, you know, they feel like they seem like they've gotten their good footing after their muff up. Shadow, you know, had to file for bankruptcy. We're gonna see what's going on with that. The only one that hasn't like misstepped, the one that's like, you know, being ultra like careful about stuff, and people like they need to do more. No, they don't. No, they don't. The name of the game, the end game, is billions of gamers. If I have Twitch in my back pocket, I already have that. Argument over. Argument, case closed. I already have it. They're fine. You know what I'm saying? Amazon's fine. Hey, risk flocks for all. It's okay, brother. There's always VOD, man. There's always VOD. All right, let's do the raffle. Luna's the Canadian of cloud gaming. Shaka going, yes, but absolutely. And can I say this too? Shaka put out a, let's do this before we do the, what's it called? Shaka put out a tweet, and I know we're enthused and we're happy. I am too, that she's part of it. But let's show Shaka some respect, right? To where we kind of isolate her own personal page from what she does for Stadia. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she's out here and she's like, oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait for next week. You know, let's not bombard her with, oh, Stadia getting 8K, 120. You know, let's not do that. Let's separate. She's made it clear before that the Stadia tweets she don't want on her personal page, and that has nothing to do with her disapproval of Stadia. Like, I can tell you earlier on when I was managing, one of the first areas that I managed was a call center. The first 3 years that I managed the call center, I never picked up the phone. I hated the phone because I saw it like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours a day, sometimes 6 days a week. The phone is essential, right? To communicate, right? Well, back in that, you know, back in the early 2000s, I hated the phone. And it's not, I'm not saying that Shaka hates Stadia. Absolutely not. She loves it, but she don't want to deal with it 24/7. That's not, she's not made up of, AMD chips and VP9 codecs. That's not what she's made up of. So let's just be respectable of that and understand. And I'm enthused. I'm happy she's there. We need her there. Thank God Stadia created that position for her there. But let's just be respectable about that. All right. But she's definitely going to help out. I totally agree with that. Shout out to Coach Sino in the house. He says, hey, Simpleton, you look like you was about to say something. Says I still. Let me see what you say before we. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, mostly Martina. She is in her job. Yep, cloud gaming gonna be all right. It's gonna be yes, G Nico. You are 1,000% right. It's gonna be all right. All right, let's do this raffle, y'all. It was just the homie Simpleton. I'll wait for Simpleton. Okay, so I'm closing the entries right now. I closed them. Sorry. We got 31 entries. That's dope. And let's pick a winner now. Everything is gonna let's do this in the honor of Donnie Jep for exposing the gaming media. Donnie Jep. Okay, we're gonna do this. Donnie Jep, Donnie Jep, Donnie Jep, Donnie Jep, Donnie Jep. And oh man. And the Donnie Jep award that today goes to Chariot Man Gaming. Shout out to you, Chariot Man. I hope you're still here, brother. Come on, Chariot Man. Donnie Jep, the Donnie Jep Award. That's what we're gonna call it for the rest of the month. Donnie Jep Award. Chariot Man Gaming is one. Chariot Man, please be here. Donnie Jep, Donnie Jep, Donnie Jep. Donnie Jep. Oh man, hey Bulls, I'm sorry, brother. And Bulls was gaming with me too, man. Bulls was like, pick me up. Yeah, it was kind of intense, wasn't it, Bulls? We gotta get your gear right, bro. I got a nice spreadsheet for you. Bulls was like, oh man, this is intense. Pick me up. Yeah, we wasn't playing games earlier. We had a good time, man. That was a lot of fun. Me, Bulls, Casey, and our new member, Always Broke. Donnie Jep. Okay, the Donnie Jep Award goes to Chariot Man Gaming. That's it. We're well over time. I got some games to play, and then I got a starving wife coming home from work. I told her I'd make her dinner today. So with that said, I appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming through. And until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace. Donnie Jep, Donnie Jep.